and welcome to another episode of Lauren and the Babes with me, Lauren, and this is my babe, Dolores. How are you?
Am I meant to be addressing the camera? I'm just like,
You can address whoever, don't worry. We're going to be talking about a few things today, but we thought we'd start with talking about how we met.
Yes.
So how did we meet?
All that time ago.
Dolores and I got put living together in the same house when we were at university, and yeah, we just in the first year. So we lived in on University of Kent in Parkwood, which was
Parkwood,
which is like, I always say it's like budget centre parks. Because it's like houses,
not glam at all, was it?
And we lived with 3 other girls,
sponsored by Ford KAs. Remember how many Ford KAs everyone had? Or maybe it's like just a student thing though, wasn't
everyone
it?
had a Ford KA. I wanted a Ford KA. I couldn't drive.
I know, neither could drive.
So yeah, so we lived together. Dolores, you studied history at university, and I studied sociology. But we didn't. I would say we didn't really have the university rocking lifestyle that some people might have had. We basically spent every single Saturday night watching Strictly Come Dancing and dyeing each other's hair.
Eating
Would you agree?
mozzarella, tomato, and basil.
That's what we did all the time.
Salad tricolore.
We did. We enjoyed that.
We did.
That's what we did. And do you remember when I first met you and the dinner I was eating?
Oh my god, that pie in a tin! And I felt so sorry for you, and I was like insisting that you'd share my sausage. And then that sausage and mash became our meal as well at university.
So yeah.
I remember the first breakfast that we had downstairs, and I was like, I can't be friends with this girl because you were putting Marmite on your toast, and I was like, oh my god, I've never met anyone that's eaten Marmite and enjoyed it. Like,
really?
We never had it at home, and no one,
Marmite is like one of my favourites ever.
Oh god, it's still disgusting. But yeah.
Nice. That's nice too. So yeah, then we spent basically every weekend. We didn't really go out much, did we?
No, we didn't.
We liked shopping. What else do we like doing? Just eating and sitting in each other's rooms, reading Heat magazine. Or we were well into Heat magazine.
And we liked shopping, didn't we?
Top
Whenever we got our student loans.
Yeah, Heat magazine, Top Shop, and mozzarella, basil and tomato.
Oh god, this is making us look like a right pair. It did improve though. We did. Yeah,
by the last year we started going out a bit more, but to start with,
we did it the wrong way.
When it mattered. So yeah, so that's how we met, and then we've been very good pals ever since. And I'd say we see each other probably like 2 or 3 times a year. Would you say?
Yeah.
But what I always value in our friendship
what do you value though?
David said this before as well, is that literally like I can not see you for like 6 months, and then when we meet each other, and I was like, so anyway, I was saying blah 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 blah, and we literally just like pick up where we've left off.
I know.
It's very unusual. Not unusual. Maybe it's not unusual. Heartwarming, David says. Heartwarming. So yeah, so that's very nice, isn't it? But yeah, we see each other. Dolores lives in London and I live in Kent, so we're not super far away from each other. East London. So we're not super far away from each other, but it's just lives and things like that.
Yeah, I suppose like when we finished university, I think we probably saw each other we'd go down quite regularly to see each other, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then boys, husbands,
books, etc.
Just
etc. But we're going to talk about two topics today. The first one being something that I am constantly, like, I just love talking about this. The fact that Dolores is one of 7 girls. So Dolores is the middle child of 7
babes.
7 babes. And it just, every time I think about it, I think, how many women in one house?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, how was that?
How did your dad survive?
Yeah, is that the number one question people ask you?
Yeah. Or that, or weirdly in some places, so my family are from Ireland, so then in Ireland it's quite a normal thing, but in England they're always like, have you all got the same father? That's a popular thing. I was like, yeah, we do all have the same father. And then look, there are twins, so that's cheating a bit.
Yeah, that's
and
still
I've only had to.
She only had 6 labours.
Technically pregnant 6 times. People are always really.
So did your parents
surprised.
have all the kids here?
They had all. They met over here, and they had all the
okay.
kids here. Yeah. So they met in a dance in North London.
Oh, lovely! Like in Brooklyn.
How romantic. Yeah, you like Brooklyn.
Whoa.
But I'm sure not as romantic.
This is your dad as a sort of Fiorelli character. Hello.
Exactly. I'm sure he was not as subtle or sweet. I'm sure my dad wasn't. And yeah, like I suppose when we were younger, we hated it. And I remember like 6 of us are really close in age, and like my mum had 6 under 6, and then Hannah came along a little bit later, and we were like, Mum, when she told us she was pregnant, we were like, oh my God, we can't afford another child. And she was like, we were like, we're so disappointed. Why have you done this? And she was like, this is not the reaction I thought you were going to have. Oh my God, but obviously when she came, it was like...
So what's the age difference between Lisa and Hannah? Oh, so it's 7 years.
That's
so she
what I
was
mean.
like a little dolly for you all to play with.
Yeah, oh my God. We were terrible. We terrorised her. Like, she never slept. Like, we'd be like fighting, grabbing her. Mum would be like, you're going to kill her. Like, yeah. We were terrible. Yeah, I remember that so
I remember also something you said is that when people used to cut, because obviously if there's a big family, there's a lot more going on, so you wouldn't necessarily have like friends round all the time.
Oh,
so, like,
no.
So as like probably an only child, or me and Charlotte, my sister's called Charlotte, there's 2 of us, we would like have a friend round and things like that. And I remember you said when people come round, you used to be like, you never saw other people in your
6
house.
of us, yeah. We were like really creepy and like, and asking questions and like, we were like roaming hands in every part of this person. And my mum was like, tell them to just go away. And like, obviously no like grey lines about what you should ask people, what you shouldn't ask people.
The other thing I want to talk about is that Dolores is pregnant. Congratulations, Dolores! Can you see you pregnant, baby? A little bit. It looks like you just had a big burger.
I know, my sister always says that.
But one of the interesting things, and I thought about this because when you arrived yesterday, on your jacket you had a baby on board badge. And I just thought it would be interesting to talk about pregnancy and travelling on public transport. So you work in London still and you get the tube. Do you ever get the bus?
No.
So how have you found pregnancy and public transport?
So pregnancy, I feel quite blessed compared to a lot of women.
Yeah.
In that I haven't suffered as much, apart from a few headaches here and there. Like, I think I'm really lucky compared to what some people have, like sickness and nausea.
Have you had any sickness?
No.
Oh, well done.
A little bit of nausea.
Oh, nausea.
A little bit of nausea. But yeah, no, I feel really lucky actually. But yeah, so that doesn't mean, like in the first 3 months, it's actually a lot of difficult, and I'm sure a lot of pregnant people will say that actually you get most of your symptoms in the first 3 months.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like a lot of like sickness happens in the first.
Exactly, yeah. Nausea, like everything. And actually you can apply for your badge.
I was going to say, so how do you get a badge?
So you can even do it now, Lauren. You can just go onto TfL.
David could do it.
Pick a pretend date of when your child's
due.
due.
So you don't have to prove anything or anything like that?
No. You don't have to have a scan, nothing. And then, yeah, you can
I guess it's a lot more for them to make it so that, I mean, I'd just like to think that people wouldn't apply for that badge unless they were pregnant.
That's what I mean. Like, come on, who would do it?
But to make it harder to do that, to be like, oh, here's a outpatient letter of me going to the midwife or me going to someone, that's just going to take much more rigmarole. Really, they can just post a badge out to you.
Yeah, exactly. I think probably it was like that once upon a time, but so many people travel on the tube, so many people are pregnant, like you just can't. Yeah.
So, and how do you feel about people giving up seats and things like that? Do you is that
I find it really awkward. But then I'm probably the first to complain that no one offered me a seat. Even with your badge, people do the old see your badge and pretend to go to sleep immediately. Although it hypnotises them to sleep immediately. Some, actually, we were discussing today, women are probably some of the worst for getting that.
Yeah, you were saying that, yeah.
And I think it's probably because there's often men sitting down and there's an expectation that it should be the men that stand up,
which isn't true, because as a feminist,
exactly, that's what I mean.
Like, men and women are equal. So if it was me and I saw a pregnant woman getting on, like,
it should be in the same way. And then also you've got the end seats, which like have a sign to say, you know, you should give this seat up
elderly
for people like who are in need. And again, if women are there, I think this, again, they're kind of looking around with an expectation that it should be men getting up, which I think is really bad.
Yeah.
But then I'm the worst at getting on, and then I have my badge. So, like, I even find it awkward to try and position myself to be like, look at me, I got my badge on. And then I get too embarrassed to like have eye contact with anyone. So that I'm sure some of them are like trying to get eye contact with me, and it's only really when someone's like, hey, do you want to sit down? Do I sit down? Yeah. Otherwise, like, I'm too shy.
Do you feel bashed about or anything?
Just shy,
do you feel like the badge, although the badge is there for someone to give up a seat, do you feel like the badge is also there for people to not be like,
yeah, that's right. Like in the second trimester, I didn't feel like I needed to sit down a lot. It's not like I felt really tired or really ill. But yeah, like, I'd often have it on literally because when you were getting on, I just wanted to get to an aisle seat. So yeah, so you're less bashed.
Yeah. God, imagine being on the tube, like, and feeling so sick.
I know, that's what I mean. It can be horrible sometimes.
Oh,
and then also in the summer, don't, Lauren, because I have that to look forward to. But doesn't look like there's going to be summer anytime soon.
Or the sickness won't be so much of a problem by that point, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I bet imagine being like early
But
pregnant.
then there's no, like,
I'm slipping off my stool. Oh God.
But there's not a lot of toilets.
No.
So when you get off, sometimes I think, like, now even, like, the baby's like pressing on my bladder, and I'm like, I probably could do going to the toilet. But then you have to think about what station, like, has a toilet that has got platform access as well. So then you're like already nervous.
I don't feel like I've ever seen a toilet on the platform.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not. I think it's normally like outside tube stations that are more likely to have them than like inside. Unless you could be like beg someone on the platform that works for TfL. Yeah. I'm gonna work myself, please.
So how do you feel like public transport, in particular the tube, could be improved for pregnant people? More toilets.
More toilets.
That's more upkeep, isn't it? So that's probably why there's less toilets.
And also, like when you go to travel in Europe and you go like tubes and trains in Europe, there's air conditioning.
Yeah.
In Europe, and there is no air conditioning.
Happening a little bit more.
Air conditioning
on the train from here to London is air conditioned now.
Oh, the
trains. Yeah, so not so much tubes.
Yeah.
No, isn't the new line, the one that goes to Greenwich, air conditioned?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
But they have like these vents. That's not air conditioning.
Oh, lovely bit of vent.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
So do you feel like there should be more chairs, or that should be policed more? Look at me. I don't know if you can see Minnie. No, you can't. Minnie's going up there.
Hi, Minnie.
Oh, Dolores is a bit. Well, you're not nervous. You're probably the bravest person ever with Minnie, but she got her own paw up. And you said, "Oh, are you high-fiving?" I was like, "That is not a high five."
It's shooing me away. And then I suppose the other thing, we were like, a lot of like train companies have policies where they will just let pregnant people sit in first class, like,
oh right, okay,
just because, like, especially if there's no seats.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, when I was coming down here on the train, I spoke to some of the platform and I was like, oh, do you have a first class? Like, do you have a policy? And they were like, no. I mean, hopefully someone will get up for you. I was like, okay, wish me luck.
Because would you, like, I guess, I mean, at some point you'd have to be. So say if you were 8 months pregnant, knackered.
I know.
And your
I probably would be more
falling up, and you'd be like, guys, can someone please give up their seat for me?
I'll probably be more vocal, and that's what I mean. I suppose.
But have you found any need, because you're not huge, but you're obviously pregnant. So have you found any need where you've been in a situation where you think, I'm going to have to say something, or has that not arisen yet?
Once, and like I could feel myself getting more conscious of, because like you start to think more about like the times that you got on the tube, about trying to be more quiet so that there's a seat free without people having to get up for you, like things like that. And I remember there's nothing you can do when there's delays, and there was like all of these delays once, and like the platform was getting busier, and I had to get a central line train, and central line trains are always busy anyway. And then I was like, that train is going to be so busy, but this is the only way I can get home. And I was like, and then I can't just like sit on the seat for an hour to wait for it to pass. Like, I have to try and get on, and like honestly, like I was getting more and more tense, more
so
more
working
anxious.
yourself up about it before it's even happened, really.
And then it was really busy, and then I just remember like, no one sees your badge when everyone's like face to face, and I was like trying to get, and it was the first time I was like trying to like get through, and I was like, sorry, I do need to see, and then I was like knocked on the glass, and this man that was sat on an end seat, and I was like, please. And he got up for me.
So have you found that your badge has enabled you to get on or off of a train first as well? No. Or does it only happen like when you're in there?
Like it's very
they're bigger than they used to be.
Do you think?
Yeah, I can't remember who had one before, but I mean, would you mind if I just went and got it? That's what the badge looks like, and if you see, it's sort of like palm of hand big. But I remember before someone had this, and this was the background, and it said baby on board on top of it. And it was like a little pin badge, you know, like your normal.
Oh.
So it's definitely got bigger, which is helpful.
Yeah. But it's interesting now because they don't just have those. Like they've got people who've got hidden disabilities.
Yeah.
Have got like badges saying, please offer me a seat.
I'm so nervous about your feet being under there, Dolores, and you kicking this out at it. No, it's fine. I mean, you've never done anything like that before.
You can trust me always.
That's never happened before.
I'm not a clumsy person.
And then the last thing we want to talk about, as I have done in all of my other Lauren and the Babes books, videos, is our role models. So, Dolores, you've had a bit of a hard time thinking of your role model, haven't you?
I have. It's so bad because there's so many. I love women, like, and you know, like I'm really lucky. In, like, you know, I've got sisters that like are amazing, and like in the jobs that they do, and the people that they are, and the principles that they have, and my mum who is incredible. And then like just in life, but you know, like, you know, I'm a girl's girl. Most of my friends are girls. Like, you know, like in film and like in books, I read a lot, and I love female authors. Yeah. But you know, when like using the word inspiring is like a difficult one because you can enjoy like.
But you have thought of two people.
Yes, I have.
So your first one
I thought of was because like I am quite politically minded, and like,
and it's Theresa May.
It is actually Margaret Thatcher. Lols. No, that is not my politics. I thought about someone who I think like is famous but uses their voice in a really positive way to kind of be an activist and
which
help
I think
people.
Is it so inspiring, and to use the platform that you're on to be able to promote like deeper things that don't necessarily help you.
Exactly.
It's just wonderful. So that person is, I feel like I'm doing it like Vanessa Redgrave.
Who coincidentally I saw like in a play last week. She was on
Graham Norton, like the radio show recently as well.
She's an incredible lady. But yeah, so she like, I think, and that's interesting you said that, because like when she's spoken out, and she's spoken out on a lot of issues when it comes to like Vietnam. So like, you know, she was part of like protests also against like, I think it was the war, like the occupation of Palestine. She's spoken out even more recently in the Iraq war. You know, she'll go to all of the protests and marches and speak out, but actually it's probably cost her a lot of jobs.
Yeah, so that's something as well, is that if you're happy to do something like that at the detriment to yourself,
exactly,
then that is completely inspiring.
Yeah.
And as an actress, and particularly being the age that she is, she was probably she probably has been turned down for a lot of jobs.
Yeah, definitely.
For being a strong-minded female.
Oh, definitely. And I think and she's a great actress as well, in the parts that she's picked, yeah. So I just thought, I was trying to think of someone like an activist. Yeah. Because that's what I feel really, really strongly about. Like people who, yeah, like she's famous, but there's so many people in life that like, yeah, if you've got a conscience about like poverty and about like people in different countries suffering and about wars, like that is something which I feel very strongly about.
Absolutely.
And like having like work in the charity sector, like, and yeah, like seeing women that are working in the fields in countries, yeah, where again culturally, like, you know, the men having to like listen to them because they're the, you know, like they're the manager, they're the people that are like trying to promote change in these countries when like women
that's not
like,
how it works in that country.
Exactly. So like, you know, I've worked with a lot of inspiring women. I worked in the Brooks, so yeah, like I think they're the people which I find very inspiring.
And then the other one you picked out is a bit of a girl crush of yours.
It is. I would say she's my girl crush, and that is Jennifer Lawrence.
I think she's a lot of people's girl crush. She's a lot of people's crush.
I think she's...
I don't even have to put girl in front of it. She's
that's
just my
true.
crush.
That's true. I think she's just really confident.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think we were saying, she's not afraid to like speak her mind or just say what she wants to say. Subject without like so much in Hollywood and in actresses that are always thinking about like what this will mean to their brand what this will mean, like,
and that's why I feel like, because when we were talking about
fan base or like she their
just
Instagram
really
following, yeah, exactly.
She's just like a real person, and I said I've watched her being interviewed, and she's just been, and like you can tell she's not thinking over what she should say. She's literally coming out with the first thing in her mind, and I feel like she's probably one of, and she's like roughly our age as well. So like to have someone who was doing that sort of thing, I was inspired by it, and for her to then go on and play Katniss. Yeah. And that was like one of my first experiences with her. Although I feel like I've seen her in something before that.
I think she was in like, I think she was Oscar nominated before she did that, and it was like
small.
Oh. It was this,
I remember seeing her in that and like loving Katniss anyway, and then thinking that she was perfect for that part.
Yeah, she is.
And her just sort of embodying everything that Katniss like displays in terms of like bravery and just like doing it for herself and her family and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm very fond of her.
Yeah, and I think like her parts are really varied as well.
Yeah,
like,
she does. Yeah.
So like, you know, like she's kind of played like quite strong women but vulnerable women. Yeah. Like, what was the one with Bradley Cooper? And was she having a breakdown, or did she have mental health issues?
Her ex-husband had died in a car accident.
That was it. And she's really good in that as well.
Yeah, what is that bloody film called? Silver Linings Playbook.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. I think it was in the Oscars recently. She was like pictured with a glass of wine.
Oh, trying to get over that chair.
Her dress up. And I'm like, that is so, and again, like now, like people, like young actresses would be like, oh, to seem to be drinking, what will that do to my image? Or will isolate X amount of people, like being clumsy again, like
falling over,
like be another group of like she's just not thinking about anyone else but being herself. And I respect that.
I respect that. I respect it in her. I do. I respect it in her.
Respect.
So my role model is one that we were watching Sport Relief.
Oh, yeah.
We watched a bit of Sport Relief last night and this morning. And there's a TV presenter called Zoe Ball. She's a UK TV presenter. She also presents It Takes Two, which is a Strictly programme that I very much enjoy. Mm-hmm. And she's recently undertaken a challenge. She was cycling and...
What was she doing? Cycling from... Blackpool, where she was born, to Brighton where her home is. Yeah.
So it's called like the Long Road Home, and she was doing it to promote mental health awareness. And her boyfriend killed himself last year, and she's been very like the most vocal I've ever heard anyone be about someone killing themselves in the public eye. I've never, it's always sort of like hush hush sort of thing. It's almost like
people know about it, but they won't ask direct questions about it.
She's the person where every time she's been interviewed for this, she says, this is really close to my heart, mental health awareness, because my boyfriend killed himself last year because of mental health problems, and we need to stop this happening. And she's been and met people who have recovered from, who have had failed suicide attempts and then recovered and then have gone on to help people. And I just think that like being able to talk about something, and I feel like emotional talking about it now. There's not anyone I know. So being able to talk about that in the public eye and probably on quite a regular basis, I just think she's incredibly brave and incredibly inspiring.
And it's
still
so raw still.
Yeah, it's been less than a year. Yeah. I think she said it was in May last year he killed himself.
Which is mad. It's still like not too raw, but so raw.
Yeah,
actually, it's something
that will never go away. But to be able to get and I remember her being on the one of the Chris Evans breakfast show, and they were saying, oh, what's this challenge you're doing? And she said, well, my boyfriend Billy killed himself last year. And just to hear someone say those words on a breakfast show, on the one show at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, on a big primetime show, it's just, you never hear those words. And I feel like with all the other work that's going on to make people more mental health aware and to be more accepting, just hearing people say those words is like really gonna stop people feeling so isolated.
Yeah, and I think what is so important about what she's doing is actually, it's kind of like a wider conversation about mental health, but also about men, because the big issue is that men don't talk about it. They keep it to themselves. There's such high rates now of suicide in men, yet like that's what she's doing. So she's using her voice to help men to start this conversation, and like loads of people that have taken part in this fundraiser or whatever have said how incredible it is that like people are now speaking out, and I think that she's done amazing, like physically doing it. Yeah, she still did a physical challenge. That was pretty good.
Without even that, because that's sort of gone by the wayside for me, which absolutely shouldn't, because she's incredible to even do that. Yeah, but just to hear someone say those words and to be so like matter of fact about it, and I want to do something to reduce this, is just amazing. And I also think, I really think she's a good TV presenter, and
she's got great clothes.
She has the best clothes. She wears like the most amazing, like last night on Sport Release, she had like this sparkly like bomber jacket on. If I can find a photo of her in that, I will insert that photo now.
It's really nice.
She looked really good. So yeah, I was thinking about it a lot recently, and I just thought I couldn't not include her today.
I think that's a good choice.
So yeah, so that's it then from us. So thank you so much. Have you enjoyed it?
I was very nervous to begin with, guys. I think inside I felt.
Do you feel like we should maybe apologise to people for the level of noise?
Sorry about your eardrums.
Imagine living in a house with this. Imagine. I get so fed up when people say to me, "Oh, you're so loud."
Yeah, I like.
Do people say it to you often?
Yeah, all the time.
And I hate it, and I think it's so rude. And I think, don't say you're so fucking boring.
I think my friend Trisha summed it up really well once when she said, Dolores, who does not have an inside voice.
Yeah, and I don't have an inside voice. This is just my voice.
I know, and I find that really hard in places that are quiet, or in work environments. People are like, I heard you like outside the window when I was walking into work today, and I was like,
so well, yeah, I know, people say it to me all the time. Or like, I sometimes think like, particularly if you and I are together, if we're in a restaurant or something talking, and I forget that not everyone operates on this sort of yeah. So well done for getting through it.
Lots of people's meals and
probably
dinners, anniversaries.
When I talk to them as well, their faces are like, oh, as I'm talking to them, I think, shut up, it's fine. There could be worse things we could be.
Exactly. And you'd always hear us bitching as well, which is a good thing. So you know that we're good on is just loud people.
Just good loud people. And you can be good and loud.
Good loud people.
Thank you so much. I really sprung this on you on the way home. We've been to Whitstable for the day, and I was like, Dolores, do you want to film a video with me?
Yeah.
We're having sweet and sour cashew nuts for
I'm really
dinner
looking forward to this
tonight.
Now.
And cheese and
a bread and butter pudding.
And
non-alcoholic
wine and
non-alcoholic wine.
Map Hominos.
And that's what we're playing.
I'm excited for you guys.
I really like countries and flags.
Oh, you're going to be really into this then. I'm excited.
And winning it is what you're saying, right? Do you have to do it in pairs, or should I do it myself?
On your own.
Okay. I always share my glory.
And so let us know. I would love to hear below people's pregnancy and public transport stories. Always want to hear about those things.
In other countries, especially.
In other countries, yeah, definitely. I want to hear the deal with it. Do you have some sort of like thing where you can make people notice? Look at my dungarees. I've just revealed my boob. Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. And if anyone is from a big family of girls, what it was like for you. And yeah, thanks so much. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all again soon for another BookTube video. Goodbye!